On the victory, if you could, start us out with your thoughts about today's game.
Well, Adam, I thought it was going to be exactly how it was played. It's very, very difficult tournament time to beat a team 3 times. You know, we held them 57 points. If we play defense like that, take care of basketball, we're really good. It's real simple. It's not rocket science. You play defense, you take care of basketball. In this league, you're going to win because this league is all about offense, and we've kind of really got our guys to buy in the defensive side of things. The last 2 games held Shepherd to 60, held Notre Dame to 57. So we're just happy to advance. You know, this tournament is up for grabs. The hardest game is to me is the first one. So we're just happy to move on.
Questions?
What did you say to him at that timeout when he comes 49-46?
Well, I just said, guys, we've worked too hard all year long. You know, at one point, Rich, we were 5-5. He had plantar fasciitis. He's playing with one knee. He's got a torn ACL. So, you know, we've been the most banged up team of any team in our league. So these kids have really dealt with a lot of adversity. And I said, guys, you got 9 minutes to go. Let's suck it up, play some defense. We switched it up. We went some zone. That's been our bread and butter. You know, it's been really good to us because these guys are really long and lanky. And I think it takes teams out of rhythm. So it's something we'll look to do a little more.
You tell them more ups that you're going to have a hot night, hot day?
I'm confident going into every game. You know,
I'm sorry, say it again, please.
I'm confident going into every game. You know, I mean, if the shots fall, they fall. I don't go in the warm-up saying like, oh, this is going to be a great game. I'm just confident, you know, in my shot, it's going to go in. So.
You were early on pretty much.
Yeah, once I hit the first 4, I left.
Was it the first 4?
The first.
Okay, I was saying the first 3. All right.
The first 4 I love. It's going to be a pretty good game. Keep shooting. I missed 2, and coaches and players told me to keep shooting. Don't worry about it. That helped me continue to get knocked away.
I'm sorry.
Well, obviously with Thomas, with what he was doing Nick inside, that's opened things up outside. I thought you were going to have to open a lot more than you should have been, especially the way you were shooting. Just thoughts on getting the open looks and what those guys are doing inside.
Right, well, with our inside presence, with players like Nick and Thomas, you know, it's hard to really guard the outside with players like them because they can score relentlessly in the paint, they rebound the ball well. I mean, they're great scorers in the paint, so players like teams collapsing on them, opens up shots for players like me and Chase, and today they're working to our advantage and they start playing out, and then that's when Nick and Thomas start getting their shots in the paint.
You guys seem to play with so much more energy out of that timeout. Obviously, with you guys, you get rebounds. You're above the rim here. It didn't seem like that way in the second half before that timeout. It really did. It seemed like there was so much more energy, so much more motivation.
Yeah, I think it starts with Thomas. You know, he's our. You know, sometimes in practice I got to tell him Rich to slow down. You know, he reminds me of the guys we had, Coach Huggins at Cincinnati and West Virginia, those wiry athletes, those kamikaze type guys. You know, he just goes, his motor goes, and I thought he had some tough rebounds. You know, our team is very balanced. You know, the unsung hero of the game tonight was Shamgar Wells. He gets 5 assists, 1 turnover. You look at Nick Harney, didn't have a big scoring night, but he gets 4 assists, 1 turnover. Jason Morgan goes 0 for 5, but he gets 3 assists. So these guys are starting to figure out how to survive in advance. Who cares who scores the ball? Who cares who's up here talking to you guys tomorrow? Hopefully it's Chase and hopefully it's Nick or Caleb or Sham. You know, we're all about winning because last year didn't end the way we wanted it to, Rich. And it was very hard off season when you don't get to the NCAA tournament. But these guys have been a part of 3 straight 21 seasons. First time since Coach Retton to get three seasons in a row where you win 20. So these guys have been unbelievable. Get the program back to a national level.
Yeah, the 3-game losing streak last month. How did you guys react to that? How did the coach react to that?
Yeah, we just had to look ourselves in the eyes and come back to each other and know what we do best. And, like, that's rebound the ball and defending. Like Coach said, he told us how hard we worked, and we looked at ourselves and we reacted to that. And we were actually on a 9-game winning streak, so we just came back trying.
Well, I'm talking about one late in the season.
Right, well, there was a similar situation earlier in the year where we had 3-game losing streak, and we came back, we rallied together. We had meetings with each other, and we knew what we had to do. We talked about it, and we really bought in. And bought into, like, we can't, it's not our way, it's Coach's way. If we want to win, we're going to win the way he wants us to. And so we bought into it, and just like the 3-game losing streak we had previously, we're bouncing back. We had a meeting right after that, now we're bouncing back.
Did you have a meeting after the second 3-game losing streak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just, you talked about what you just mentioned.
Yeah, just reminding them what got us that 90-game streak in the first place.
Okay.
You know, so.
Well, did you lapse into some bad habits late in the season?
No, we got away from our principles. We got away from rebounding the ball and defending. We were giving up 90 points a game. Teams are shooting 56% from the field. So we really bought and knew we have to get back to our defensive principles. And these last 3 games, we really stuck to our principles. That's what got us here today.
Any thoughts on what caused that lapse?
What's that?
Any thoughts on what caused that lapse?
I think just lack of concentration, and honestly, we played 3 great teams. You know, you
Sure.
played Wheeling Jesuits, won 14 out of 15. You played Concord, that's really good. So it's not like we lost to bad teams. We're not a good home team. We'd rather play on the road. We finished 10-3 on the road. We just won another one on the road, 11-3. So we like playing on the road. These kids, for whatever reason, they don't like playing in Fairmont. So we'll just take our show on the road. They're playing great.
Incidentally, one of the officials complimented you two guys and during a timeout came over and was talking to us. He said number 21 and 20 or 20 and 21 are easy to talk to. What does that mean?
We're just genuine guys. We don't run our mouths, you know. If the call doesn't go our way, we're not badgering the refs. So.
I thought it was a hard game to call. You know, Tyree's tough, man. He draws a lot of fouls. You know, so I thought the officials did a nice job. It's a hard team to officiate against.
Thomas, one more thing. You were, seeing this team enough to know that we were way better when we get going early. You threw that one dunk down, and I thought, Thomas Wimbush is here to play today. Tell me about it. I could just see your whole level of playing, especially they were doing kind of double on Nick, and he struggled a little bit, but I really thought you picked up the slack. I really thought you elevated your game right out there.
Yeah, I just know I had to be a big factor in the game. I know my role, and I got to rebound the ball. So whenever I'm rebounding the ball and defending, that's when I'm at my best. So I just come into every game and knowing my position and what I have to do for us to win the games. And well, as you said, they double Nick. I have to flash middle to help my teammate out to get the best results.
At what point did you feel the wind go out of the sails? So it had to be, at some point, you could just feel those.
Yeah, Rich, I'd say like the 5-minute mark. You know, it's tough. Tim and I are best friends. You know, we grew up together, so we've known each other a long, long time. So when you're coaching against your friend in the first round, we're trying to get the NCAA tournament. They're really not playing for anything other than trying to win a conference championship. I don't like playing against those guys, but and then about the 4-minute mark, I thought our guys kind of got it into gear. We pushed it to 12, and I never looked back.
Because statistically, your team entered with a pretty considerable advantage over Notre Dame in terms of 3-point shooting and 3-point field goal defense. Was that like a big factor in your game?
Yeah, we wanted to hold them under 5. I don't know what they got. I think they ended up with 4. Well, they only got 4, so they're not going to beat us if they're not making threes. You know, it's pretty much the same scouting report on any team in this league. It's guard to 3. You have to guard to 3, and you have to play defense. I mean, I don't care if you're playing West Liberty or these 2 teams that are playing, they all shoot 3s. They all have 4 guards on the floor at all times. Very few teams at this level have bigs. That's why Nick is such a factor at this level. You know, it's hard to recruit good bigs. So every scouting report is, let's hold them under 5 threes. Let's take care of the ball. Let's get back in transition and guard. And we'll tell them the same thing tomorrow.